Africa in the 1950s and 60s. A continent awakens. By the middle of the 20th century, the African continent was stirring. Decades of colonial rule were coming to an end, and one by one, African territories were proclaiming their independence. One such territory was Cameroon. But Cameroon's path to independence was a bit unusual. Split between two colonial rulers, France and Britain, the question arose, how would this divided land unite? That's what we'll explore today. But let's start with a quick recap of Cameroon's colonial past. Cameroon was first claimed by Germany in 1884 as a part of their Cameroon. Then, after Germany lost World War I, the territory was divided. France took control of most of Cameroon, and Britain got two narrow strips along the Nigerian border. Now, this division wasn't just about land. It was about different ways of governing. France's part of Cameroon was more directly ruled, while Britain's Cameroons were more autonomous. Fast forward to the 1950s. The desire for independence was growing louder. In 1955, France outlawed a political party in Cameroon that wanted independence, and this led to protests and a lot of tension. Finally, on January 1, 1960, France agreed to let Cameroon go. It was now independent, but there was still the issue of the British Cameroons. The United Nations wanted to figure out what should happen to them. Should they join Nigeria or reunite with the rest of Cameroon? To answer that, they organized a vote called a plebiscite. Now, before the vote, let's meet two leaders who played big roles in Cameroon's reunification. First, we have Ahmadou Ahidjo. He was the president of the newly independent Cameroon, and he wanted all of Cameroon to be under his leadership. Then we have John Angu Foncha. He was a leader from the Southern Cameroons who wanted his region to have more power. When the plebiscite results came out, they were split. The northern part of the British Cameroons wanted to join Nigeria, but the southern part voted to join the Republic of Cameroon. So, on October 1, 1961, Southern Cameroons officially joined the Republic of Cameroon, creating the Federal Republic of Cameroon. They even made it official with a brand new constitution. But here's the thing. Uniting two regions that had been ruled separately for so long wasn't easy. There were bound to be differences. For example, most of Cameroon was Catholic and Muslim, while many in the Anglophone regions were Protestant. Then there was the legal system. The French Cameroons had one type of law, and the British Cameroons had another. And, finally, there was the language. While both French and English were official languages, many Anglophones felt that their language and culture weren't getting the same respect. So, what happened next? Well, in 1972, President Ahidjo got rid of the federal system and made Cameroon a one country with one set of laws and one president. He kept the promise of reunification. But many Anglophones felt that they were now a part of a country that wasn't really theirs. They started asking for more rights and more control over their own affairs. Today, Cameroon is still dealing with the effects of this complicated history. Some people want more federalism, some want independence, and some even want to rejoin Nigeria. So, why is this history important? Firstly, it shows us how borders and countries are not just drawn on a map, but are made of real people with real histories. Secondly, it reminds us that independence and unity aren't always easy. Sometimes they come with complicated questions that need to be answered. And finally, it shows us that the story of Africa is not just about one big continent, but about many different countries with many different stories. In fact, every country in Africa has its own unique story about how it became the way it is today. And if you want to learn more about those stories, check out our series. Each episode takes you to a different country and helps you understand its history and culture better.